So the clever one hadn't been eaten? If no one wants it, then perhaps. Galbez. Of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless. Those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee. Though soon there will be nowhere to run. It seems the archfiends keep only those who are fit for battle. Others must escape or be consumed. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. G. Galbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend a castle from them. Yes, she did. It seems the archfiends have been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. Ugh, the tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you, I mustn't eat you. Galbez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions. And those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. With his army of minions, Galbez would seldom have need to act personally. It will not be easy to reach him. Welcome back, Shinekri. Were you able to learn aught of value? So Countless Void sent answer to the archfiends, who in turn answered to Galbez, as your vision did suggest.
Scarmiglioni's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the archfiends conquer other domains.
The question is, how do we reach Galbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. 0. I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister Azdaja. If there is even a faint possibility that Galbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest?
Forgotten the way of my world already? If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Protection? I have no need of such. I was a prisoner, yes, but only because I couldn't be bothered to resist. I could have easily broken free had I desired to do so.
If you're truly such an aimless creature, then you could do worse than to join us. You needn't expend as much energy to defend yourself as you would alone.
Trying to be clever, are you? But even if you had a point, your protection isn't enough to persuade me.
Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether.
That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous.
Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary.
I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle? I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one. But regardless of size, all can be won over with ether.
Excellent. Let us go and find our mount at once.
Not good. Lord Galbez must hear of this.
Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry you all. But even were it possible to so enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great.
Zero will best know how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn.
Not all voidsent can fly. It stands to reason that some would be made to serve as mounts.
We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready?
There it is. Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs.
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! Where did they sleep at? Let me have some! Not fair! I don't want to be.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
"'Tis said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past."
'Tis quite a gathering of void scent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here.
This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It is a void scent's nature to consume. Their sole purpose. Even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the void sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another. But whether any of those masters in turn served Galbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate.
We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza.
You're going to, of course? In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak.
Zero, you can, if you...
I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate. Visualize who I am, in a place all my own. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it.
You're one of the mortals. Is it true? When you die over there, you really die. So it is, so it is. What brings you here, then? Ah yes, Galbes. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently, he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all.
Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move.
Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Galbes, Galbes. I've heard the name before. Ah, I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this?
Farfarello. He was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he saw.
I see. Perhaps Farfarello can tell us more.
To walk around with her like that. You're her minion, then.
You know I don't take minions. She has some questions, and I want you to answer them.
Galbes. I don't know that one. Only Scathatch. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you.
Scathatch was a powerful void-sent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Galbes. Satisfied with what you've learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. It seems the rumors of Galbes reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Galbes' army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. Odd, I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us. Constantly in fear of being devoured, he seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Siriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat, and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume? Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmelione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. The very notion was an absurd! Even our God, drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmelione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The Insolence. No place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Farfarello keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. The void sent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger, and seek out prey when they need ether. Except Farfarello and Siriato, that is, they are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Siriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come.
Oh, whatever will I do now?
Siriato. This is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarello?
Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Why yes, that's right.
Left? That doesn't sound like him at all.
Well, he's gone, alright. What more do you want me to say?
And off he flees, as he is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Siriato's behavior? So you think so too? As he says, Farfarello is gone. But that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually. No. We must go after Siriato. Now. Siriato, we need to talk.
There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee.
The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him. What's gotten into you? What do you mean, the wind rises?
When the wind rises, she comes. Barbarigia.
Barbarigia? Who in the world is that?
We must flee, all of us. There's no time.
I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him.
We're doomed. There's nowhere to run.
What are you running from?
I already told you. Barbarigia, the archfiend of wind.
Archfiend, you say?
We will be devoured or forced to serve. To fight in the crusade. But it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here.
I see. That explains everything, almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an archfiend. Not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were Barbarigia's minion. There's only one explanation. Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being.
How did you know?
It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange. As if there was more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest.
I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything. Hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again.
Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain.
For all the good it did. I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened.
When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here. No escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Siriato's fear, driving him to act erratically.
This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten. Neither me or Farfarello. But there's nowhere to go. Nowhere.
Then tell me about Barbaricia. I would know who it is we face.
It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
Barbaricia! She has come!
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiend's approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
Just you wait, Barbaricia. I will have answers from you yet.
What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the archfiends. That discussion can wait until after we've tended to Barbaricia. I have no intention of demanding anyone's ether until afterwards. Weakening you now would only reduce my chances of getting paid.
The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed. And yet, my heart weighs heavy for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero?
For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be.
Agreed. This is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now.